Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 21 updates and spoilers. We are rolling with a very large crew today. I feel like I'm about to give my award show acceptance speech, and these are all the people that I'm thanking. So, our house guests of the day, we've got Wolfgang Lugosi, a JoJo reference, Alex Garza, Alexis Rayburn, Amanda, Antonio, Bilingual Child Evans, Brant Phillips, Cameron C, Kathy B, and Chris Carlberg. Thank you all so much for the support. We could not do this without you. We really, really do appreciate it. So thank you again for being awesome. And if you guys want to be the house guest of the day, like this lovely group, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We only have 2 more spoilers left after this. So as you guys can see, we made it all the way through the alphabet the first time, so now I'm going back and making sure I get everybody who, you know, signed up after I passed your name in the alphabet the first time, which is totally fine, totally cool, but I'm gonna make sure I get all of you guys. And Patrice, I saw your comment. You were house guest of the day. Don't worry, I didn't forget you. Actually, let me look at my list right now. I think it was on one of our live shows, so that's why you might have missed it. But check out September 12th, the live stream. You in there, girl. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna comb through and make sure I get everybody before the season is out, because we really do appreciate you guys so much. All right. So let's get to it. When we left off yesterday, Nicole was coping with the fact that she cannot win her own spot in the final 2 because she lost to Holly in part 2 of the final HOH competition. So that means that Holly and Jackson are going to be facing off in part 3 on finale night. And they've already said that they're going to take each other to the final 2, but let's see if Nicole can work some magic over the next few days. It's not looking good. It's not very likely, but I'm sure she's gonna try somewhat, right? She's gonna have to make some pitches because she can't just go out without trying. So the house guests had breakfast in bed yesterday at like 4 p.m. What? Yeah, so they've been staying up super, super late and sleeping in super, super late. All right, and Nicole tells Holly and Jackson, I'm gonna be honest with you. I woke up disgusted. You know, I was replaying the footage in my mind of the last few weeks and part 2 of the HOH competition. But she says she's fine again now. She knows that she's going to be okay. She just doesn't want her family to be upset because they're going to be thinking that she's not okay, but she is. So she's just hoping that they're going to be okay too. So they're all saying that they're nervous about how they're being perceived by America. Some should be more nervous than others, maybe. But anyway, moving on. Nicole was talking to the cameras in the backyard at one point, and she was asking in a joking way, like, how did I end up in the final 3 with a showmance? How did this happen? And then she says, oh wait, I know. I won the power veto, I took Cliff down, and then I didn't split up the showmance. So here I am. Yep, that's pretty much what happened. You could also throw double eviction in there, I don't know. But yeah, the whole Tommy versus Holly thing. Thanks, Cliff. So then she says, it's all right. It's a game. I love Jackson and Holly. She says, in the grand scheme of life, Nicole will be okay. I have to say, Nicole has a fantastic attitude. But she should maybe cool it with the whole talking in the third person thing. My mom always told me if somebody talks about themselves in the third person, there's something a little kooky going on there. But anyway, Nicole says that she had an amazing experience. She loves this game, and she's gonna see her family in a few days. So she says if Jackson or Holly choose her to go to the final 2, she's gonna be hella shocked and thankful. But she's a realist, and she knows that that is not very likely. But she says this is not a bad situation that she's in right now in the grand scheme of things. She's talking about, you know, people fighting for their country, people battling illnesses. This is just a game show. So she says there are so many bigger things in this world, and that perspective is really important. and she's excited for what the future holds for her. She's excited to go home and just be Nicole. She says she found Nicole in the journey of this game. That's wonderful. I think that's why she's so okay with her situation right now, because she has really gained a lot from this experience. I feel like we've watched her come into her own, you know what I mean? I feel like she started out the game like, and now she's a baller. I really feel like we've watched her go through a transformation. She's so much more confident in herself, and I gotta say, good for her. It's really been a pleasure to watch her gain more confidence. So anyway, moving on. Holly and Jackson were all straddled up in the bathroom area on what they call the poop particle couch. Ow! And Jackson's saying, I'm paranoid. He hopes that Holly is not going to burn him if she wins that final HOH competition. And Holly says, oh, I hope you're not going to burn me. So they agree, they're not going to burn each other, blah, blah, blah. And Jackson says, if I wanted to burn you, I could have done it last week. And I didn't. So he says, Cliff and Nicole even promised me a spot in the final 2, and I still kept you. Nicole never would have followed through on that promise. There is no way that Nicole would take Jackson to the end over Cliff if Jackson had kept Cliff. No. I don't know what it is this season about people believing that these ridiculous deals are for real. No. But anyway, Holly says it would look horrible if they went against each other now. I think it would look pretty freaking dope if a member of a showmance cut the other showmance person. That's badass. But they don't seem to agree with that. So they say they're gonna walk out together, holding hands, blah, blah, blah. So then Holly is starting to talk about the jury. She says that she's worried that they might be mad at her if they know about her outside connection to Kat. She doesn't know if Kat has been telling people in the jury house, which from what we've seen from the jury segments, it doesn't seem like she's owned up to it, but maybe we just haven't seen that yet. I don't know. I mean, Christy and Tommy admitted to knowing each other, but then again, they're both in the jury now. Maybe Kat didn't want to jeopardize Holly's chances of winning since she is still in the game. I don't know. So Jackson says we both have to think about every possible question from every juror. You really got to put yourself in their shoes and think, what would this person want to ask me? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the way that they format the jury questioning now is so tame. They only have like 3 questions per person, right? Per final 2 person. So I don't know. I just feel like the questions have been really lame. It's not like Survivor when they have like the real back and forth with the final 3. Because that is some exciting stuff. And I feel like by the time they get to the jury questioning on finale night, the jurors have pretty much already decided what they're gonna do, so it's kind of pointless. It's just for show. I wish they would change that up a little bit, because I think that could be a lot more exciting. I did not do that on purpose. Okay, so anyway, I feel like Jackson is gonna be way better at addressing the jury than Holly is, just from like a polished standpoint. I don't know if the jury is gonna like what Jackson has to say, but I think the way he's gonna put his answers together might be, it might sway the jury a little bit more than Holly would be able to. I don't think Holly is great at thinking on her feet and trying to explain her moves and everything, so we'll see what happens there. But what I mean about Jackson saying the wrong thing to the jury, he's got to own up to some of his moves here. I mean, especially the Tommy lie. I think if he wants to win, he's gonna have to take credit for that, which I feel like he'll do. I don't know, we'll see. But if he doesn't own up to that, that's how you get a bitter jury. Or one of the ways you get a bitter jury. So last night, Nicole did do a little bit of campaigning. She's not really pushing hard at this point, but she was talking to Holly in the backyard, and Nicole tells Holly, if/when you are at the end, you need to really advocate for yourself, because a lot of the jury are probably sleeping on you. They're not really acknowledging the game that you've been playing, because Nicole and Holly had a pretty in-depth discussion about their lives outside of the house and how they feel like they're different than their sisters. I think they both have 2 sisters. They always felt like the outsider, blah, blah, blah. They're different. And they're also talking about their journeys in the game and the things that they've accomplished. So Nicole was telling Holly, you need to share that with the jury so that they can see what you've been up to here. So Holly says, yeah, it really worries the heck out of me if I'm up next to Jackson, because he's blown everybody else out of the water. Are you actually worried about that? So Nicole says, I'm kind of biased, but I think that you would have a better chance against me in the final too. And she says, that would be a huge move for you to get rid of Jackson. True, I think she would gain a lot of people's respect if she cut Jackson, if she won the final HOH. So Holly says, yeah, it would just be a huge moral dilemma for me if I was the one making the decision. And Nicole says, yeah, but it would show independence. This is a game. So Nicole says, honestly, I think that you and Jackson both could beat me in the end. And she says, I would love for the 2 underestimated gals to be the ones sitting in the final 2. So Holly says, I want you to know this possible decision is really weighing heavily on me. Is it though? Because I feel like you're gonna pick Jackson if it's up to you. So a little later, Jackson and Nicole were chatting, and Jackson says he's just ready to get out and find out what the damage is, like to his reputation. He's been kind of like in a funk and really focused on this ever since they got the messages from home. Something in that message just set him off, and now he's freaking out about what it's going to be like outside of the house. So Jackson also says to Nicole, side note, because you will find out about it eventually, Tommy and I never had that conversation. So he's referring to the lie that he made up about Tommy coming to him and saying that he wants to work together, and if he won the final 4 veto, he was going to vote out Cliff. All that stuff that he lied about to get Holly through that week and for Tommy to go. I'm so sorry, I'm so tired today, oh my goodness. So upon hearing this news, Nicole is smiling, she's laughing, she's like, I knew it. Damn it! There have been so many iconic damn it's this season. So Jackson is explaining how he eavesdropped and then he used Tommy's pitch against him. And Nicole says, well done, sir. You know, well done. And Jackson says, I did it because I could hear in your voice that you were thinking about flipping and you were gonna vote Holly out. So Nicole says, I knew you were full of shit. You know, that's why I was so upset that night before the vote, because she could tell that Jackson was lying to her. She really does have a good read on Jackson. And it really looks like here Jackson is going for the jury vote. You know, he wants to get in that FaceTime with Nicole explaining all of his moves. So then Holly joins them and Jackson continues to talk about his lie to keep Holly. Holly's pretty quiet during this. Big surprise. She was quiet when it was happening too. So Jackson keeps giving his justification for why he did this, and Nicole says, you don't need to do that. It's a game. You don't have to give like this moral explanation for playing the game. And Jackson starts raising his voice a little bit. He's like, I was just trying to have a conversation. I wasn't explaining at all. And really, because it sounded like you were explaining, but sure. He says, I'm just talking to talk and pass the time. He felt really left out when Holly and Nicole were talking earlier about their lives outside of the house. You could have talked, but anyway, Nicole apologizes for cutting him off. And then Holly starts talking to Nicole about Tommy and that whole situation, and Jackson leaves the convo. And it seems like he's kind of pissed off. So Nicole and Holly aren't quite sure why he's upset. They're like, he could have jumped in on the conversation, damn. But they're also not sure if that lie told by Jackson is going to be a game winner for him potentially, or a game loser. They don't know how the jury is going to receive that. So Holly says she also finds it kind of weird that Jackson keeps talking about himself winning, like it's his money. And she says, is he forgetting that we're here for the same reason? Like, we have our families and our issues outside of the house. Like, we all want this money for whatever reason. We're all going for the same thing here, and he's talking about it like it's all his. He really is, though. It's kind of messed up. He's not even, like, saying, oh, Holly, if you win, blah, blah, blah. No. So then Holly was talking about what she wants to do with the money. She wants to start a clothing line to benefit the homeless. She eventually wants to start an animal rescue. That is so nice. Now that I'm hearing what she wants to do with this money, I'd be okay with her winning. You know, I've come to terms with the fact that Nicole's not gonna win unless something insane happens. But yeah, if it's down to Holly and Jackson, I'd be cool with a Holly win. So Nicole was then talking about North Shore Animal League, which is so special because that's actually where we got a bunch of our babies. So she says that she wants to volunteer there more, and obviously volunteer work is not for money. So like if she won some money, she could do that and not have to worry about it, you know what I mean? So that was cool too. All right, so then later, this was like 4 something in the morning, Holly is asking Jackson, what's wrong? What's going on here? Why are you so upset? He is nervous about his image and his reputation outside of the house. So he says that he knows it's gonna be bad because he could tell from his video from home, his parents had this look in their eyes like they did not want any part of all that. He could tell they just seemed like disappointed in him or something, and like they did not want to do this. And he's telling Holly, if you want nothing to do with me out of this house, I'll understand. He says the person that he is now is not the person that he used to be. He says he's done a lot of dumb shit, made a lot of mistakes, and he tells her, there's a lot of things that I'm gonna need to talk with you about from my past or whatever. He doesn't want to do it while they're in the house because he doesn't want all that out there. But he says, I'm gonna have to talk to you about a lot of things. But wait, I'm almost done. And she can do with that information what she wants at that point. It's up to her. What the F have you done? What is this past that he's talking about? So he got kind of PO'd too because Holly was like, oh, we're all in the same situation. Like, we don't know what we're gonna be walking out to after the show's over. So, come in. So, she said that, and she was basically like, you know, it's not my fault that I'm in that position. Hi! And Jackson was all upset because he felt like she was saying, you know, I could be in trouble out of here because of you. So there was a little bit of tension there with that. But anyway, today, the house guests have been sleeping the day away so far. So I don't know if Nicole is going to be campaigning more today or what. Hopefully she will get some chats in there. But we've got 2 days left until the finale, so it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. And until next time, much love. Oh, look, my baby jumped up on the chair. I forgot. I also wanted to thank all of you guys for the love on our last puppet show of the season. We did put a ton of work into that. So we're really glad with all the feedback from everybody and that you are all loving it. So thank you again so much, you guys. It really does mean a lot to us. Okay, now I'm actually done.